The Nigerian Army on Wednesday has now responded to News Central's investigative report from Dandume Village in Katsina State, where some residents accuse military personnel of colluding with bandits to fuel terror attacks in the state by selling ammunition to them. In a statement signed by Lieutenant Colonel Apollonia Anele, the Army's acting director of public relations, in response to a letter of request for clarification by News Central's managing director and editor-in-chief Kayode Akintemi. The Army described the findings of our story as an isolated incident in which personnel serving under the indicted officer had indeed been found culpable of selling ammunition to a civilian identified as Sammu Mohammed and is facing court-martial. The statement added that the outcome of the court-martial will be made public in the interest of transparency and accountability. He also added that a civilian accomplice has been handed over to the Department of State Services for further investigation and possible prosecution. Joining us now is News Central's Jamil Mabai, and he joins us live from Katsina. Jamil, we've seen the report. What would be your response to this response? What would be how would you describe this response from the Army to your investigation that you brought us?
Thank you very much. Indeed, I never thought, the response would be this, and but thank God, at least the Army have acknowledged, the incidences what we've reported with regards to military, selling ammunition to bandits, and but where I from the report I can see the military said. The issue of giving money to the captain or to the camp commandant, as alleged by the father, is not true. It's something which maybe they declined. They said it's not true.
And how would you describe this response? I mean, the Army claims
the people involved.
Yeah, keep going. We lost you there for a second, but keep going.
Okay, so it's not News Central that said all these things. It's the people in Dandume. It's the father that was involved. And the father made mention of dates, venue where, the exchange of the money took place. He even described how the place looked like, the people that were there with the camp commandant. And also the said amount that was asked of him. And apart from that of the ammunition aspect, there is another aspect, another alleged allegation by the people of Dandume community, whom, in the full documentary, you will hear them firsthand, how they narrated, how they had to pay the Army, at checkpoint, a certain amount of money before the Army allowed them access to deliver a ransom or whatever as demanded by the bandits. All these things were not concocted by News Central. These were alleged allegations by the people there. And, and like I said in the documentary, you get to see it, they said for the first time, their voices, the victimization or whatever they've been going through has never been given a platform for them to at least air or express what they're going through. So News Central was there and they spoke, and these people spoke, with full consent, and it's not a single narrative. There were multiple narratives, not one person. There were like three people or four people that corroborated all these alleged allegations. But like I said, there's the military. They said the officer, that has to do with the ammunition is facing court-martial, and I'm happy, and the people of Dandume will be happy to hear the outcome of the court-martial. And also, I think for the first time, the father of Sammu, who after he allegedly paid the sum of 100,000 to the camp for the release of his son, and 11 days after the son was recaptured again by the military, at least now he can, get some relief, knowing that his son is with the DSS undergoing investigation.
Right.
And I think, what the military said, with regards to the court-martial and with regards to the informants' whereabouts, is something we have to commend the army for that. But there are other allegations which I expect to see in the press release, and I don't know why the army decided to keep it close to their chest or deny or even tag the findings as half truth or half baked. Like I said, but I think the army can send a team of investigations, or other journalists can go there and verify all these allegations. This is not something that we just pick it on the on the street.
Jamil.
These are incidences that have been happening, so they are facts, but it's not our own. It's based on the people of Dandume that brought out these alleged allegations.
Now, the army claims that the allegation of their personnel receiving 100,000 naira to release the alleged bandits informant is false. And in your report, you noted that the alleged informant was released after the 100,000 naira was given, but he was later rearrested. I would like for you to respond specifically to that.
Okay. With regards to that, that's what I told you. The person that alleges that he paid a total sum of 100,000 for the release of his son is the father of the boy in question. That is the father of the informant. He was the one that said after his son was arrested, the camp commandant approached him, asked him that he should pay a certain amount of money, 300,000 to be precise, but he couldn't come up with that. All that he could come up with 100,000 naira. And they made a conversation, and they had a rendezvous where the father, in company of another person, went to the camp commandant in a garage, describing the people that were with the camp commandant and how they entered into a particular shop where he gave him the money, and the camp commandant, counted the money. So all these things, like I said, probably until maybe when the Nigerian Army sees the full documentary, that's when they will understand the weight of these allegations. And I doubt, I'm not talking on behalf of the father or anybody from Dandume, but it's very difficult for a father, fathers usually, or parents will do whatever it takes when their kids are in danger to see that they free them. So, and that's my response to that. And apart from the father, there were also other people in Dandume that corroborated these alleged, the fathers giving money to the army. The major is there, Samaile is there, and other two, residents of Dandume who we spoke to, and you're going to see them in the full documentary. They all alluded to the fact that, the sum was given to the camp commandant for him to release the son. And, I don't want to say something, but in the documentary, the camp commandant categorically told the father that immediately after he releases the son, 3 days, he should do whatever it takes to leave Dandume, because he doesn't want anything that will come back to him. And that was what happened, according to Major Lawal. When he saw that, he blew the alarm. That was why he blew the alarm. So these are allegations alleged by these people. And what we did was to bring out these allegations. And now the army have responded. So it's left for, the public, after watching the documentary, and, probably if they watch the full documentary, they might prompt or maybe go into another, investigation to clarify the other sides of the allegations.
All right. I must say thank you, Jamil, for joining us on the news. Jamil Mabai, their correspondent live from Katsina.